Hello, everyone. This is Phoenix Tremaine here, and we're going to be talking about the Days of Our Lives controversy. I'm going to have to ask you to just sit back and relax because this is going to be a long video with a lot of information. I've gathered information over many different reports on what's been going on in Days of Our Lives. They've been talking about it on Deadline, Variety, TV Line, all of the major sources has been giving us information about Days of Our Lives. But first, if you haven't done so, please take a minute to subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Please hit that like button so YouTube knows get a channel for our soap fans. And also going ahead and become a member if you're able to, where you'll get exclusive videos, our lives on every Friday, and articles, and a whole lot more. So give it a try. We'd love to have you. So let's begin with our discussion today on Days of Our Lives controversy, the Albert Alar misconduct investigation, and the fan backlash that has hit the series. There was a 2-month investigation by Sony Pictures Television into misconduct allegations against Days co-executive producer and director Albert Alar. According to multiple sources, there have been shock and disbelief, disappointment, and anger among the cast and crew following the outcome of an internal investigation into misconduct allegations against longtime Days of Our Lives director, co-executive producer Albert Alar. This has led to Days of Our Lives going dark for a week, meaning they will not be filming to deal with this situation. Here are the first set of accusations, and then we'll get to the ones that have fans angry. So the first set of accusations and how this all came about. According to sources, the 9-week investigation launched in March. It was triggered by a complaint related to a recent round of layoffs filed by a female employee. It alleged that women had been disproportionately impacted by the cuts and were not receiving equal pay on the show. People close to this matter said the gender disparity of the recent staff reductions was particularly pronounced among cast members. According to the source, a total of 7 women left the ranks of contract players around the time of the layoffs. 5 of them were let go or demoted to reoccurring, and 2 departed on their own, at least in part due to their experiences on the show. 1 male actor was laid off. And of the 5 Days of Our Lives episodes airing each week, only 1 is consistently directed by a woman. The 1 full-time female director on the show helms the Monday shows, working alongside 3 full-time male directors, including Alar, who directs the Friday episodes. Another female director is part of a rotation for the 5th weekly slot that has multiple part-time helmers alternating. Alar has been an associate of Ken Corday for the past 2 decades. He has worked on Days of Our Lives since 2003 and joined Corday Productions several years later. According to the people who have observed Alar's behavior since he joined the popular soap, issues had been present for years but escalated after he was named co-executive producer in 2015. In a position of power, multiple Days of Our Lives insiders say Alar has been abusive, making people feel uncomfortable and humiliated. And this takes us to the part of the video where we be talking about the accusations that have made fans go crazy and upset and demanding answers. So the accusations that have fans angry, and insider pointed to the significant number of women who have left the show over the past couple of years, including actresses who played major characters. Men also have been publicly bullied on set, with at least 1 male cast member getting abruptly written off after Alar screamed at him in front of the cast and crew. According to the source close to the situation, the verbal attack happened after the actor had gotten a hair trim, which he apologized for even though he wasn't on contract at the time, meaning he was not obligated to maintain his appearance and his character had not been on the show recently. Albert has a habit of belittling people, especially people he wants to put down, the source said. Another staffer compared the environment Alar has been fostering to a frat house, with college boy-style sexualized remarks about women normalized as being par for the course when working on Days of Our Lives. After a while, you stop crying and just get used to it, the staffer said. For instance, Alar gives directing notes in the most vulgar, crass ways, making not only women, but everybody feel uncomfortable. An insider tells Deadline that includes him using the F word when referring to the making love on the show. 2 Days of Our Lives sources shared strikingly similar accounts of witnessing Alar giving directions to a male actor filming a love scene in front of his female acting partner, and the crew by saying, "You're effing horny, man. You want to F her." There also have been allegations of physical contact, including groping against Alar, who directing instructions have incorporated the touching of actresses that is no longer considered appropriate, multiple witnesses told Deadline. The investigation has also examined an incident from 5 to 6 years ago. In it, Alar allegedly, without warning, forcefully grabbed and kissed a Days of Our Lives actress without her consent at an event after the show had won an award, leaving her horrified. According to an eyewitness, the psychological and emotional impact of Alar's actions that night were long-lasting for the actress, who was terrified to be left alone with him. A person close to the situation said, another incident from about a year ago that was investigated involving an actress who filmed an intimate scene directed by Alar. The prop department had forgotten to bring her an extra sheet to wrap around herself, and she was trying to manipulate the existing sheet on the bed so she wouldn't expose herself on camera. Irritated by the delay, Alar allegedly came down to ask the actress to hurry up and make the scene hot, giving her an acting direction in the vein of try and remember what it was like when you were young and vibrant, an eyewitness said. Wow. Feeling humiliated and half naked in front of the cast and crew, the actress was said to be in her early 40s at the time, told Alar F you, with him trying to laugh off the incident, according to a person who was on the set that day. The actress kept tearing up as she went on to film another dozen or so scenes that day, requiring multiple makeup touch-ups, the person said. Now, I do not know who this person is. The rumor is it was Ariane Zucker, who plays Nicole on Days of Our Lives. That is the rumor, that she is allegedly the one that they're talking about. Alar eventually apologized to the actress reportedly after a conversation with the stage manager. A source close to the situation told Deadline months later the actress was informed she would be written off the show. According to the sources, she was ultimately offered to stay as a recurring without a contract. So those sources got to be wrong, because Nicole never went off. I don't think Nicole ever went off contract. So now we got to figure out, not what the people at Twitter are saying, but which actress could it have been? Was it Stacey Haydock? I don't know. So, give me your thoughts in the comment section of what 40-something-year-old actress went from contract to reoccurring that was having love scenes. Let's think about that for a minute. These are, and a number of other incidents involved alleged misconduct by Alar were corroborated by witnesses during the investigation. Sources close to the situation told Deadline there were 2 Zoom calls with a Sony HR representative during the probe, one for the cast and one for the crew, with Alar in attendance on both. Can you imagine how comfortable that was? The calls were for Spotlight on respect training, formerly known as prevention of unlawful discrimination and harassment training, with the HR executive explaining what constitutes harassment, what to do and not to do in different situations. According to the attendees, Alar's presence while the subject was being discussed made staffers, especially those who had been asked to participate in the investigation, uncomfortable. That sounds like intimidation. I don't know about, let me know what you think in the comment section. That 100% sounds like intimidation. During an intimidation tactic. During the investigation, Laura admitted to at least some of the allegations. Once again, this was from Deadline.com. Deadline has learned the report was completed by Sony TV and handed over to Core Day Productions as the show's production company, the source said. Now we're going to move on to former Days of Our Live actress Lisa Rinna also made a comment. She said on Twitter, well, this took a long time. Let's see when the last time I went over there and did the week on Peacock. I couldn't believe the work environment. It was disgusting. I was shocked. I let many people know how I felt, Albert included, and they didn't do a thing until now, it seems. So on her post, it said karma's a B word. And moving on, the actions taken after investigation. This was what made fans even more upset. Corday Productions engaged Sony Pictures Television, which distributes Days of Our Lives, to conduct an impartial investigation into this matter. The production company said in a statement to Deadline, after a 2-month investigation, the independent investigator produced a report with his findings. Based on those findings, Corday Productions has taken a series of actions designed to ensure a safe and respectful work environment. The company did not elaborate what these actions were, citing a confidential employee matter. According to the sources, Alar received a written warning and was asked to undergo training. Beyond that, he remained on as co-executive producer and director, sparking outrage amongst cast and crew aware of the allegations and the investigation. So this is part of the reason why we're getting that week-long blackout where they're not recording Days of Our Lives this week, because they have to deal with these allegations now that it's become public. Social media backlash from fans. New social media hashtags have started. Hashtag #FireAlar have been trending. Fans have also threatened to boycott the show until he's fired. Some have tried to have a ban on tweets. So on July 31st, it was also trending to not post anything about Days of Our Lives on July 31st, which was yesterday. But that didn't work. Plenty of people tweeted about Days of Our Lives, mostly about how much they want Albert Alar fired. We now have to look at these shows' exits in a new light. So I've talked in other videos about it was sort of weird. You know, we kept getting actresses that were coming and going and not staying and looking for other work and just doing a lot of things. And, you know, it's like after winning an Emmy or something like that. So we began to think, well, maybe they just want to get out the soap game. But now hearing about all this harassment and hostile work environment, it's sort of, you got to look at these exits in a new light. So what is the real reason Camilla Bannis has decided to leave the show? She plays Gabby. Is this why Jen Lilly, who played Teresa, refused to come back to the show and ran a Hallmark? You know, she wanted to be in a serene atmosphere. What about Victoria Kumfall, who also couldn't wait to exit the show? We lost both Lamont Archie and Sal Stowers, which is Lonnie and Eli. So we got to think about like all these people that either quit the show or they were put on reoccurring status. Was the reoccurring status retaliation, or was it what they were saying before, budget cuts? So you really gotta, this puts a sour taste in viewers' mouths about the show. And what about our fan faves taking off contract and disappearing for months at a time? Is that retaliation? Do you remember what actor cut his hair after a while of not being on the show and they got fired because of it? You know, was it Lucas? Was it Philip? You know, who was it? Ariane Zucker took to social media. She plays Nicole. to let fans know that their voices are being heard and that their support is being seen. The actress wrote, "Hello, Wonderful Days fans and supporters. In light of the recent information, trust in knowing that your love and messages mean everything. Also know that we are all supporting each other on the show, cast and crew. It takes a village, just hang tight." So that's the controversy. And now that we're ending, tell me what you think should have happened to Albert Alar. Is this boycott too harsh because it could eventually hurt, the ratings on the show and its standing on Peacock? Or is it the right thing to do to put pressure on Corday Productions to make them do something about Albert other than giving him a slap on the wrist after he's been doing all this alleged harassment for 8 years? So how do you think the situation should be handled? Personally, I think he should resign. The man is 67 years old. Let me say that again. He is 67 years old, harassing women on the set and bullying men on the set, keeping the fear in our faves of being fired or put on reoccurring on the show, not wanting to speak out. All of the things that are going on that insiders and sources and actresses like Lisa Rinna has said, all the things that are going on. That's why there's the hashtag Fire Albert Alar, or is actually hashtag Fire Alar, is going on. I don't see any reason why they should be keeping this man. I know that if the Me Too movement was as strong as it was before, and if this news had came out then, a couple of years ago, he would have been instantly fired because these men's feet were kept to the fire. And it didn't take much for an actor or someone, producer or somebody behind the scenes, to lose their job because they were being super inappropriate on sets, harassing actors, And now that the Me Too movement, we haven't really heard a lot of from the Me Too movement, but this is something that should have been nipped in the bud. So, and I'm not an ageist. The man is almost 70. He's been on this show for almost 20 years and 8 years of him having power and control and misusing it. It's time for him to go, period. So I don't know what the fan reaction will be if he doesn't get fired, because I don't think anyone at Days, because my problem with boycotting the show and things like that is, so you're upset that these actors are being harassed and bullied that are your fan favorites, but you also want to take actions that'll put them out of work, and then you'll never see your show again. And a lot of these actors you'll never see again too, because with all of the soaps that have been canceled, I think probably 90% of the actors that we love, we've never seen again, other than maybe a web series or an occasional appearance here or there. So we want to keep Days of Our Lives active, but we also want Albert Alar fired. And now I'm going to turn it over to you in the comment section to let me know what you think about this situation. And I'll see you in the next video.
All right.